Today I want to talk about a number of things that you can use to gauge just how close you are to becoming consistently profitable. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that I really believe that the psychology aspect of trading is what's going to make or break you. So I hope by the end of the video you have a clearer understanding of where you're at on your journey and how close to becoming profitable you truly are. So the first thing is, how tied to the outcome of any one particular trade are you? Have you gotten to a point where you can let go of the outcome, or do you let go of the outcome? Meaning that when you place a trade, you should have predetermined profit and stop loss levels. And do you have the ability to set it and forget it? It is what it is. You're either going to win or you're going to lose. And if you feel a lot of anxiety still while the trade is in play, I'd say you're not quite there. So self-actualize a little bit and ask yourself, what does it mean if I win or if I lose? If I lose, does it mean I have a poor strategy? I would say no, because you've backtested your strategy already and know, at least historically, how it will perform. The market is an animal, and we can't control it. It's going to do what it's going to do. Let's describe this another way. My dad used to tell me, you got to be on time for work every day. And how do you ensure that you're on time? Well, you obviously setting an alarm clock, and you've got up and you've started the day on your terms, instead of waking up frantically, realizing that you didn't hear your alarm or whatever, and now it's just a mad dash to start your day. And and then when you're driving to work, how much time do you give yourself to get to work? My dad told me, leave in enough time to have a flat tire and still be on time. Me and my friends used to joke about it and say, well, we better leave in enough time to have two flat tires, because when you're younger, it seems like a lot of things can go wrong. Now you've got a destination, and that's getting to work. And you've created a security buffer to achieve that goal by leaving in enough time to get a flat tire. And you can apply that analogy to your trading entries. Your profit target and your stop loss, are the same thing. One is the destination of getting to work, so you can earn money that day, and the other one is giving yourself enough time to still make it when things turn against you. Live to fight another day. Now the second one is, through the act of backtesting, which is a pretty common theme, something I really believe in. Even if you've got a strategy that you're very comfortable with, you're going to invariably suffer losses, and it could be a string of losses. And what do you do when that happens? Do you confidently continue to show up and take your trade setups when they appear, or do you start tweaking your trading system? Not small tweaks, but major alterations when you suffer those losses, or do you completely abandon it and reach for another one? That data that you collected was designed to help you build confidence that you got a strategy that'll work. And the real test for you will be, when the market isn't behaving properly, or it just feels like you can't do anything right. How quickly do you abandon it, or do you just continue to, maybe cautiously, but do you continue to execute it like you had in the past? I would say that in the journey of life, there's a number of paths that you can take and all reach the same destination. You could ride a bike, you could get an economy car, or you could get a super fast car. All three of them will get you to your destination. The road traveled is just a little bit different. So stick to your strategy. You've proven it to yourself, but the market's going to do what the market's going to do, and you got to be okay with the outcome. That ties to the first example I was talking about. And that brings us to the third one, and guys, there is no perfect strategy. It just doesn't exist. You go online and you search for it, you get inundated with. I mean, you could scroll for hours, I think, and still find a new way to trade, a new strategy. Some are better than others, but they're all designed to do the same thing. If you were to start your trading day off every day with a new trading strategy, I think you can imagine how over time how the outcome would be. Stick to your strategy. In the beginning of the video, we talked about how emotionally tied to the outcome of an individual trade are you. Fourth thing I want to talk about is measure your success or measure the outcome in blocks of trades. Maybe it's over the course of a month, depending on how many trades you take, or 20 trades. I use that year in time that I talk about when backtesting. How is the strategy, measuring up to that backtested data? Some months it's better, some months it's worse. The market is comprised of a global population and is, influenced by a lot of things, all of which you and I have no control over. We don't have the ability to influence the outcome of any particular trade. We're just along for the ride. And you got to be okay with the outcome. You got to know that you're going to lose from time to time. You may go on a streak of losses. That's just part of it. But everything's circular. It's going to come back. Things are going to resume their normal course. You just got to be patient. That's why I really advocate for trading with the overall trend, of the market, and not necessarily, the trend of the day, but the trend of the week. Sometimes the trend of the month, but generally the week is sufficient for me, unless we've been in a period of choppy sideways consolidation for a while. Then I may wait a little bit longer, or look to the monthly time frame or the monthly chart to gauge the overall sentiment. Because as a swing trader, I'm not looking to get in and get out on the same day. I tried doing that, and it creates too much distraction for me. When I'm at work, I want to concentrate on things that are happening at work, and not be distracted by the trade I have on. So I take a step back and I view things from a little bit higher elevation, if you will, and it really smooths out the picture and helps make better decisions. Now, you got to have a little bit more capital in your trading account, obviously, to do that, because your stop losses are a little bit further away, giving yourself a little bit more room to breathe. And then your profit targets, they're also a little bit further away, because trading on a little bit higher time frame than a scalper, who's just focused on what's happening that day. Nothing wrong with that. People make a lot of money doing that. However, hasn't proved to be very conducive for me, and still being able to concentrate on the mission at work for the day. The last item is, if you find yourself counting your money while your trade is in play, I would say that that should be another signal for you that you're not quite ready. What that'll cause you to do is jump out of trades early, secure, lock in those profits. That doesn't allow you to capitalize on the full potential that you had when you entered the trade. There's that old song, that old Kenny Rogers song, Gambler. Don't count your money while you're at the table. Of course, the flip side of that is know when to hold them and know when to fold them. But those are your predetermined profit targets and stop losses. Stop loss is you telling yourself, this is a level, or this is the point where the trading idea or the reason for entering the trade is no longer valid. And the profit target was, your original goal. So, if you wrap all this up into in just a couple of brief points. You know, when you're entering a trade, you got to be okay with the outcome. You know, if you win, great. If you lose, it's just one trade in a block of trades. And you're confident in your strategy. You know, you've tested it, you've proven it to yourself, and you recognize that the market is fluid, and it's going to do what it's going to do. You know, we don't have the ability to influence it. And if you do that, you know, I think you'll find that trading can be more fun, less stressful, maybe even boring. But boring is good. Boring means that you're doing things correctly. You're not gambling. You're not making decisions based on adrenaline or fear. You're making intentional decisions with your hard-earned money so that you can build something sustainable and put yourself in a position where you can make decisions that you want to make and not react to the curveballs that life always throws our way. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out the video. Getting close to the plant. I'm going to pound out another shift. It's hump day, Wednesday. Hope you guys have a wonderful day and whatever you're doing, and I'll see you on the next clip.